this episode, Vic Martinez and I sit down with Lee Wittek. He's a retired NYPD detective. He was in the counterterrorism division. This is Lee's second appearance here on the Street Tales Network. He is a man of few words, but many life experiences and stories. This one is a little bit more lighthearted, jovial. We explore Lee's travels while he was a kid growing up, all over the world, different countries, different foods that he experienced, and also we just dive into some of the funnier stories on being an NYPD detective. Lee is a great man, aka Stromboli, aka the Barefoot Professional, and this will not be the last time Lee comes on the show. Definitely enjoy talking with him anytime we can grab a few minutes with him. With that being said, just want a quick shout out to our sponsor, Blackout Coffee. Love working with them. Use discount code STREETTALES to get 20% off your first order. We're a fan of the product, fan of the apparel, and you can find them on our website, StreetTalesNetwork.com. Just click on the link. We also have Street Tales Volume 1, the book, still out on Amazon. This helps the show directly as we continue to try to grow this thing and spread the word and get more people to hear these amazing stories, as well as our Street Tales apparel line, which is also on the website, StreetTalesNetwork.com. We partnered with Living Blue Apparel, and all proceeds of this, the apparel for Street Tales, goes to Blue Cancer Connect. Big fan of the organization, big fan of what they're trying to do. Hope you enjoy the show. Thank you. All right, everybody, we've got Lee coming back for episode number 2 because he likes to just drop little nuggets and bombs and then gloss over. So we're gonna touch back on him. And Vic, my man, sliding in, baby. You guys work together, right? That's correct.
We do.
Yes, I know.
Very comical.
I know. I love it. I love how, bro, small world. Plus we won't talk about that. The connections, but. Lee, yes. we wanted to bring you back, talk about a few things, just their stories, and then just the travel part, because I feel like we glossed over that in episode 1. But we want to start off with, you were the face of the suicide hotline for all of NYPD, and I'm just going to give you a quick little pivot. There was a point in time where I was the face of the LGBTQ things, because every time there was a big meeting, I was always standing next to Vice President Harris, and they're like, "Bro, are you doing this on purpose? Are you trying to tell us something?" I was like, "No, that's just how it works out." So little side pivot, but can you talk about how that came to be? Come on, bro.
My wife works in advertising. She produces like print ads, like billboards and magazines and like store ads and all this. And her childhood friend worked for the early intervention unit for the police department. She was a detective that worked in that unit. So they were trying to rebrand. They were trying to get their name out there. They wanted people to know. They were trying to get the guys that need help, a place to turn. So she asked my wife, she goes, "We're trying to rebrand this." She goes, "Can you give us some ideas on what we're doing?" And so she's like, "Hang on. I'll see what I could do. I'll call you back." She goes to her boss, and her boss said, "Hey, my friend is trying to do this. They're trying to put together some ideas. You have any ideas that we could put together?" He goes, "Hang on, I'll get back to you." And it goes all the way up the chain. Next thing you know, like her company like volunteers to like handle the job for the police department on the arm. Next thing you know, she comes home and she's like, "Hey, listen, I need you to put your dress uniform on and take pictures." Just so that we could show them what we could do. And I was like, whoa, I was like, time out.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're going to do that and you're going to show, you have to have and she's going to have a sit down meeting with like Ray Kelly, like the police commissioner. I'm like, no. I was like, you're going to put me on the hot seat. I was like, you need permission if I'm going to show up someplace in full uniform like that.
Did your Class A still fit at this point?
It was choking him out. His head was all red, bro.
I like hold the jacket closed. The buttons were going to hurt someone. But she got the green light. Next thing you know, she's taking pictures, and there was 3 other guys that they brought in to do it. I think one was my partner, my buddy Nicky, and then there was another patrol guy, and then somebody from ESU. And they take these pictures, and they're sitting there. They go to 1PP. They have a sit down meeting with and the guy's like, "Who is this guy?" He goes, "Where did you get this picture from?" Like, "Is there a problem?" He goes, "No." He goes, "This guy looks like a cop." He goes, This is what cops should look like." And she's like, "Well, that's good."
Because he is.
my husband, and he works in the one choo-choo. So they end up greenlighting the whole project, and they make up these posters, and they just circulate them citywide. So it's like I had two of them. One was a pixelated picture, and it was like, "We won't blow your cover." I was trying to say that if you call us, it's a confidential thing, and And then the other one was, I was holding my hat, and I'm staring down, and it's, "You can't leave it in your locker."
Oh my gosh, bro.
So they put these pictures up of like these suicide prevention pictures everywhere.
That's amazing, bro.
We used to go to OPP, and we'd wait in the elevator bank, so we used to stand next to them and take pictures with them. And nobody noticed. Nobody noticed that we was running this thing.
Oh my God, bro. That's amazing, dude.
They were up there. They used those things for like 16 years.
Bro, they should have taken a headshot from like your radio days, bro. That would have been amazing.
It would have looked exactly the same, except they had like maybe 4 earrings in this ear.
Oh, bro, that's amazing. That's so good. That is so good, bro. How funny does that work? You know what? Actually, I apologize. I'm popping this in on both of you, but I had this conversation twice, and it's all about the who you know thing. The Explorer program, where like agencies work with, I don't know, high schools or college. I can't remember what the age groups are, but I talked with Catherine Boyle, who does, I guess, a lot of work with it. And she said that she thought NYPD had a phenomenal program from her experience. But then Vic, I don't think we talked if your agency even did anything like that. But my point is this: every agency I worked for, I don't know that I never met one. I don't think we had it. But I've talked to two different people that are like, why aren't more agencies doing this? And a lot of the agencies that do it, it's lackluster to say the least. But Vic, we'll start with you. How did Patterson do it, and do they still do it?
Yeah, they did have an Explorer program. It was almost like a junior police academy type thing.
High school or is it college?
No, they were. I want to say they were from like middle school to like maybe even early high school.
Oh, okay. So
but it was they would have a drill instructor and the whole shebang, and they would do all that. Basically, like they were in the police academy, do PT and do all things like that. And it was pretty popular. There was.
Is it still?
I don't know if it was still going on, but it used to be. Yeah. They used to have like their own like little facility at one of the parks on Chamberlain and Redwood Ave.
Okay.
And they would be in the park over there. It was Buckley Park, but now they changed the name. But that's that was a pretty popular program.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't on like grand scale, like I'm sure like the NYPD was, but there was a decent amount of kids that would do it.
Yeah. What about you, Lee? Did you have any exposure to it?
Yeah, I used to. I think every precinct has an Explorer program. All the youth officers, like every precinct has youth officers, school teams, and they were very involved with that. So, like, in my experience, I would run into them. They'd be in like the muster room doing their inspections, doing their line. You'd fall in. The sergeant was out there barking orders, and then the cops that would supervise the whole thing. And then they would do like scenarios. They would do like training. Every once in a while, I'd walk in there doing something, and I'd see them doing something, and I would just chime in and be like, "Hey, guy, that's like, yeah, you're going to a domestic violence job. You don't stand this way. You don't look at them that way. You kind of." Just separate them. Yeah, you throw your 2 cents in, you just help the kids out.
Okay.
Did anyone even throw you in a gooseneck?
Lee's getting in there like scrapping it up, bro. Like
definitely taking kids' lunches.
Who were the wrestlers? The brothers, the war, not the Ultimate Warrior, but Animal and no, they were the brothers. What is it?
The Road Warriors?
Yes, bro. Yes. Hawk and Animal?
Hawk and Animal. Yeah, Hawk and Animal.
Yes, bro. Let's bro, Lee, you're definitely Hawk, bro. Lee, you're fucking Hawk, bro.
It's the Stromboli.
Bro, Stromboli, people don't, that's like the original Dusty Rhodes. That's like back then, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
See? Let's go.
Polka dots and everything.
Oh my God. Vic, could you imagine Lee walks in and like arrest in one piece? Like,
I'm dying for that.
Hey guys, go arrest him.
I just want to see him go to the gym one day looking like that. Because them guys would love it. They
would love it. They would love it. Sorry, I threw us off. Well, I mean, just because let's talk about it. We've talked about it a bunch on this show, but I'm just interested. Once again, Vic, I failed, bro. But the mental health side, a lot of stigma about it. Like, hey, we won't blow your cover. Don't leave it in the locker, stuff like that. But well, you both did. Oh, you're 20 years. So did you see a shift where that became more acceptable, or I don't know, less stigmatized?
Yeah, I'm gonna say for for sure. Like that was became a thing. It actually started. You always look for like victim advocacy, and we had like domestic violence, like intervention and things like that. But that kind of propelled our department, I think, to move towards the mental health side for law enforcement. Whether guys utilize it or not, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot they have. They'll have the program, but I don't know, man. I've never seen real good or talked to anybody where they had their agency had real good turnout, to my knowledge. I don't know. Lee, what about you, bro?
It's
I mean, again, it's your opinion, bro. So
yeah. Well, we were laughing about it. It was very serious, and it's. I know they try.
Yeah,
They try to reach out. They try to encourage people to reach out to them, but it's the police stuff. It's always like everything is kind of like, do I really trust it? Am I really? Are they going to take my guns from me as soon as I tell them something?
Yep.
Like, are they going to shut me down and put me on the shelf? Like, does that help it? Does it make it worse? I don't really have the answers to that. You know what I mean? So it's a
no. Well, it's like I said, we did a mini series on it, and I'm sorry to make it. I'm sorry to turn it so serious. But, we just kind of lost into it, but because I've talked to a bunch of different psychiatrists and then therapists and stuff, and it's to me, and I'd actually like your guys' opinion. It's interesting to me that most agencies, to your point, that is the common feeling, but typically they don't give a fuck how much you drink, how many divorces you have, what your relationship is with your kids. Nobody, bro, you'll get nobody. And if anyone will judge you for it, and if anything, you get promoted, no issues. But if you're like, hey, I'm going to a therapist and I need to take some anxiety meds or something like that, or whatever, you get the side eye.
Yeah, but this, I think man, when you talk about drinking and divorces, and things, I mean, when I first got on the job, it was, I think it was a definite shift when you think of that.
Yeah.
I think that, towards the end of my career, it might have been maybe a little less aggressive. Because there were some guys out there that, you knew they had their issues and people knew about it, but you just kind of kept them moving.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's how it was with you, Lee, and especially working in a larger agency like that. Like, you know who's who in the zoo, and what their issues are and things like that. Yeah. And it's like, everyone knows, but you just kind of, it's like, you don't want to like blow a whistle on the guy.
Right.
It's really, you kind of mark that as none of my,
not.
right?
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, definitely not.
None of my business.
Yeah.
I got my own problems.
Yeah, very much so. All right, anyway, sorry to go down that road, Lee. Apologies, bro. We touched on it, so I figured I'd ask.
Well, he was the face of it, so he should know more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He was the guy. I mean, I'm glad you're still here.
I agree, Tyler.
That is good. That's such an interesting way to do that. Anyway, that shows you how it goes. We glossed over your travel stuff. We touched on it. But can you talk through that? There was a couple stories, war-torn Middle East with broken thumbs and bombs everywhere. But please tell that story, and then I just want to kind of expand from there.
It was during Desert Storm.
Wild, bro. That's so.
During or after?
What? It was actually, I think it was the day immediately after they signed the ceasefire for Desert Storm. We were on a plane,
bro,
going to I think we went to Saudi Arabia, but it wasn't just like a trip to Saudi Arabia. It was like, we land and it's like the first full day we're there, we're like driving around the desert. It's like, oh, look, there's Kuwait. Let's go stand on the border of Kuwait and look at like Iran. It's like, what? It's like,
was it still smoldering?
Yeah. It's like, there's like holes in buildings. Yeah. It's like, holy moly.
How old were you?
I was a freshman in high school.
Oh my God.
Okay. So you definitely, you knew what was going on. Did that put like a different perspective on what you have back here in Staten Island?
The crazy thing about it is I'll never forget it because like when they declared that we were going to war, I was like on a bus with my high school basketball team going to like our first playoff game. Like my first high school basketball playoff game.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa, what'd they just say? And they're like, everybody's talking about it. And then it happens and then it stops. And the next thing you know, hey, it's 120.
Popping off.
What are you going to do today?
Yeah.
120.
Yeah, 120 degrees out there every day.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Thanks.
But it's
so you were out there because your stepdad, he was
my mother's second husband, correct?
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
And there was rules about like, I forget what the rule they were about, like taxes. Like if you're out of the country for X amount of years, you don't owe taxes on the money you make when you're out of the country for so long. So it was like he'd go work on these projects for years at a time. And then it was 6 months, my mother would be home in the States, and the other 6 months she'd be with him in whatever country he was in. And then during summer school, the custody agreement was, 1 month with my dad, another month with my mom. And obviously the month that I was with my mom, we were on a plane going wherever she was.
Jet setting.
Yeah.
And you guys, you said you went wheels up without any.
A bunch of times we were like unaccompanied minors. Like they'd have people from like the airport designated to just chill out with us and get us on the plane.
Unaccompanied minors going to war-torn Middle East.
Yeah, we were
Throwing granola bars at you, just telling you to shut up. It's a long flight.
Yeah, you go like the airport lounge, and they give you a couple bag of peanuts to tell you to hang out until we call you. That's all right. I'm like 10.
Dude, that is fucking nuts, bro.
That is crazy.
Now, how
That is
did you break your hand?
It was
I know these little stories, bro.
it's the Persian Gulf. There was like a Holiday Inn or like a it had a beach. So we went, and I went running into the water like a clown, dove in like a dumbass, and it was like I dove into about 6 inches of water, jammed my hand into the sand, snapped a bone in my hand.
Oh my god, bro.
My hand. Yeah. And that was fun because now you're trying to go to a hospital.
Yeah.
My hand blew up. You try to go to a hospital, and it's like, well, that hospital over there is for men, and that hospital over there is for women. And it's like my mother taking me to the hospital, and she's like, I'm not allowed to go in there with you. Like they wouldn't let her in.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like it's that serious.
Yeah. So it was like we had like a Y that we used to go to, because it was like a community. I forget what the name of the community was, but it was like basically if you were not from there, if you were from anywhere else, everybody lived in this compound.
Yeah.
And, like they had a Y and everybody used to go there, but it was like there was times for men to go, there was times for women to go, and then like on like Sunday afternoon for like a 2-hour clip, it were the only time that families were allowed to go together.
Huh.
Yeah. And you get the prayer calls, and you get like the religious guys that like if you weren't wearing your head coverings, they'd come after, they'd chase you after you with like a tree branch or something, just swatting at you.
Wait, did you have to wear a head covering?
Women, that is. My sister was chasing.
Oh.
Yeah.
No way, really?
So even if you weren't like a tourist, you had to wear it.
Yeah. Yep.
See, I didn't know that. I don't know if it's like, well, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if it's still that way. I mean,
Well, I've been to Qatar, Saudi Arabia, one other place. I can't remember what the name. I can't remember. I keep wanting to say Iran and Iraq, and I was like, I definitely didn't go there. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was like that, but I will say a lot of the female agents felt. Again, it's nothing you can put your finger on. It's not like they were being disrespected, but they felt like they were being looked at or treated.
Yeah.
Treated different. This is where I'm going. I think we were in Qatar, and we were at a table eating, and we were with 2 female agents. The waiter would not look at them. They asked me what would they like to eat, like one of those things. They're like, "What the fuck?" I was like,
yeah.
They'll have this," and I played with it. But they were so angry. I was like, "It's okay. I'll take care of you."
I can't imagine my wife having my wife. She would probably lose her mind,
bro. I know, but it's an interesting thing. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I didn't even think about the head covering stuff.
It's wild. Like you're out there just, driving through the desert, and you pull off to the side because it's like a blown up like tank just sitting there. Just sitting there in the sand. It's nuts.
And you never felt unsafe, bro? Did it cross your mind?
Yeah.
He's thinking about it.
He's 14.
Yeah. Without a doubt, it did. You're in these countries. It's like the first time I've seen, like an armed soldier on every corner. They weren't like cops. They were soldiers on every corner.
Yeah.
The first
U.S.
time anything like that? No.
U.S. soldiers?
Oh,
no.
We weren't there anymore. Or did we pull out or something?
Well, it was like the United States. Like this was like Egypt was the first time. We were in Cairo.
Okay.
And it was right now.
That's all right.
But it was like whatever. We were in a hotel, and not even a hotel. It was an apartment complex because he lived there.
Yeah.
You go downstairs, and there's soldiers all over the place.
Now, let me ask you, did they treat you any different or anything like that? Or they didn't really bother you?
Never had an encounter with any of them.
Yeah.
Well, we wolves,
That's even more interesting.
They're like, keep your mouth shut. Don't be a clown.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Well, if they only saw you now, not being a clown.
You're not home.
Yeah.
Don't act like a knucklehead because, they don't fool around out of you.
Well, let me ask you this though, 'cause I'm interested by this. There's a lot of countries where their law enforcement military does both basically. They're soldier, that's their law enforcement, right? But like it's hard for me because I've only ever traveled in an authoritative capacity. You know, we were guests from the U.S. and we were representing the U.S. So a lot of it was they treated us. They wanted to make sure they put on a good show and like everything was fine. So I get that concept, but I met a lot of tourists and stuff when I would travel around in some of these countries, and I was like, "Do you guys like feel safe?" To like, this is the there. One guy, he was from Germany, and he goes, "As long as they want you here, you're as safe as you could be anywhere in the world." I said, "Fair point, bro. Fair fucking point.
Your money's good here, sir.
Yeah, we want you to be here."
I don't really recall like being in like the United Arab Emirates and stuff and like Saudi Arabia. Like you'd be sitting in a house and you could feel like the sonic boom from like the jets flying overhead. You know, like, and it's just like U.S. military out there. So it's like
doing stuff.
Yeah, you know, at night, you know, we'd go play volleyball with like U.S. servicemen. Like they were there, so it was like,
Ah,
Well, that's a little relieving.
yeah, you can see. You said plus I was also 13, so I was kind of trapped.
oh,
Yeah.
13. Okay, yeah.
Trapped in my own head. You know?
Yeah.
I wasn't really thinking about things on a much bigger scale.
No, but what I'm saying is you were a
Yeah.
kid. You were a kid. Lee and I were talking a little bit before we started, just like the perception of what you see and you hear and all that. Sometimes it's way worse than what we were actually there. And again, we're flashing back many years ago, but here you are in a war-torn country, soldiers everywhere. And I'm not hearing like your memory doesn't say, "Hey, it was fucking scary as shit and I was scared all the time." You're like, "Nah, it was different," but like you didn't have like, "Oh my god, something bad's gonna happen to me." You didn't have that feeling.
Yeah, it definitely would have stuck out if there was.
I think it would.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
we're driving around, like you're going in these different areas. It was just desert for as far as the eye could see in any direction, and it's just there's no people, there's nothing. It's like if it wasn't for a road sign, there'd be no other structures out there. You know what I mean? Like there really wasn't much there.
Let me ask you this: do you remember the difference in heat? I learned what heat index it was when I was in the Middle East and in Africa, because it was like 90 to 100. I don't think I've experienced 120, but it doesn't matter. I lived in Florida. I've felt 90 and 100. I've been to Texas where I felt that. Dude, it's a different heat. And they were like, "Oh yeah, the heat index is different." And I was like, I still don't really understand what it means, but I know what it meant to my skin and my face, because I was like slathering sunscreen.
It was it was hot. It's friggin' hot.
Yeah.
Like, but it's
That's an Adam question too.
man, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna, with kids, like there were no video games. Like there was no video games to be played. There's like
they don't allow that over there, right?
Yeah, it was like even like what are you gonna watch on TV? Or you watch like it was like some ridiculous show like My Three Sons or something. It was on. It was like the only thing on TV. Like you know what I mean? It was like something ridiculous.
Not even a honeymooners, huh?
Nah, definitely not.
Definitely not. I will say one of the funniest shows I ever saw was in Vietnam, in Da Nang. Same thing, right? You're either watching like, the BBC or something in French, or the rest was in Vietnamese. But I got fixated on this show, and I still to this day don't really understand what was happening. But it was like they had the idea of the characters, but they didn't understand that they were tied to different shows. So anyway, I was watching this show, and I'm watching Superman fight Mario and Luigi, and then there was like Batman, and then about 30 minutes in, the Avatar, the big blue guys, they came in and they're doing stuff, and I'm like, I was just watching, and I didn't understand anything, and they're like fighting, they're being dramatic, and they're talking to each other. I was like, what is happening right now? I don't understand.
Were you partaking in any illicit substances while you were watching?
Definitely not there, because I don't know if I told you guys that story, but we had teams from all branches of the military, and I wasn't over them, but they worked with me for checkpoints. Anyway, we hung out, so I knew them. And after about 2 days in Vietnam, one of the branches, I'll let you guess which one, didn't show up. And I was like, "Hey, where the guys at?" And they're like, they took a cab into the mountains of Vietnam because they wanted to try Cobra wine. And they found a guy who was making a fresh batch where he's basically sticking dead snakes in whatever bottle he could find, filling it with moonshine, and they drank that. And I was like, and I said, so then they were sick for the next 2 days. I'll give you two guesses. You only need one. Which branch do you think it was that did that? No,
You heard
military.
about
So you have-
the Marines.
Yeah. There you go.
Come on. It's a no-brainer.
Right. I was like, guys, you're killing me. You're feeding into the stereotype. You're killing me, bro. I was like, that is a terrible idea.
Was Adam there or no?
The only thing he said about the heat is that he took his suit off one day and he said his balls could melt the steel through the tank, the Amtrak or whatever he called it, the fucking tank. I was like, oh my God, bro. Too vivid.
His mop suit?
The mop suit. Thank you.
Yeah.
He does love to correct me in my military jargon because I've been around the military, but I was never in. So I never know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Well, so let me ask you this. So that was a vivid memory for you, but like what other countries did you go to? And I'll ask additional questions after that you can recall.
We did a few. We did France.
Okay.
We did Switzerland.
Ooh.
We did England. We did Indonesia.
Okay.
Israel.
That's all right. Let's stick with that. How old were you?
In Switzerland, is that where you developed your love for Swiss Miss hot cocoa?
Yes. Yes, it is. He puts a little packet in every cup of coffee.
You know,
this guy don't drink coffee.
I'm a hot chocolate guy.
I get it, man.
You don't trust a guy that doesn't drink coffee.
Yeah, but a good hot chocolate, bro.
You can't miss with.
He won't drink a latte, but he drinks hot chocolate.
That's hilarious.
I wouldn't even go to a store to order it. I wouldn't even repeat it.
Oh, you're. Listen, after today, what I learned, you're definitely getting that teddy bear cup.
He needs a pumpkin spice. He needs a pumpkin spice latte with cold foam on top or whatever it is.
God, he'd be hooked. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Will ask me to order that for the store. I'll be like, nope, you're gonna have to go yourself. I'm doing it.
Oh, good luck, bro. My daughter, I'm like, I try to get her. I was like, you gotta order it. It's like, I want shaken refresher with lemonade, peach juice. I'm like, I don't even know what's happening.
Coffee flavored coffee. That's all I need.
I don't even understand what's happening. Yeah. Hot chocolate.
I just need hot chocolate. That's it. We're good to go. Let's rock.
Did you ever drink coffee?
Never.
God.
You definitely had a bad experience in like Dubai or Egypt or something.
Nah, well, I think like high levels of caffeine, they like trigger migraines. So I had an issue with migraines. So I try to stay away from it.
Well, that head is like a planet, so I can definitely see that.
It just stores up there. He saw somebody brewing coffee through their underwear. And he's like, nope, never drinking it again, bro. I wish I was joking. That's a true story.
Yeah, I could, because my wheels are turning. I'm like, I know that's true because I've seen some other crazy stuff. Too,
yeah, bro.
Guys brewing stuff.
They didn't have a filter. So anyway, whatever.
Terrible.
That's a different story. Different story. All right. So Indonesia, though, what was that like? Because that's like it is a jungle, but that's a different heat as well. But
yeah, that was.
It's also kind of third worldy.
Yeah,
it's just like Staten Island, right?
Yeah, very close.
That was like, I remember the place it was like a complex. It was like one of those things where you don't leave.
Yeah.
So it's like, either on the property or at the beach. I don't remember too much about it.
How old were you for that one, roughly? Younger or older than 13?
I want to say maybe I was 14.
Okay. So you went to a war-torn country in the Middle East, and then you went to Indonesia.
It was always weird. It was like, we would go on these trips where like, if my mother was home and we were all going together, it would be like, all right, we're going to go to Maui we're going to spend a couple of days in Maui, and then we're going to go to Japan. And we spent a couple of days in Tokyo. We went to Hiroshima. We went to, we were in Japan for like a week. We go out to like Hong Kong.
Shit, okay.
We spent a month in Hong Kong. I forgot about Hong Kong. I did that for the list. And that's a wild place.
Let me say this though. These are countries, the ones that you're talking about, they're dangerous for different reasons. I'm not even talking about people, but like they actually have legit bugs and things that will fuck you up, bro. I didn't even ask about it. Middle East, because they have that's where they have camel spiders, right? Those big motherfuckers.
If I knew about, listen, I can't handle spiders. Known about camel spiders, I would have stayed home.
Lee, they're like, dude.
I'd be like,
there's none of that. There's none of that up in the Northeast where we're at. In the New York metropolitan area, there's no
spider. There's no spider in his house. I'd put it on the market tomorrow.
Oh shit! Well, I guess you were a kid, but did they ever brief you on things like not necessarily criminal stuff, but animals? No, clearly not. Okay,
the thing I got to that was I got dragged to the doctor.
Bunch of stabs.
Here's a battery of 12 shots that you could take over the course of days. Don't complain. Go.
Thank you. Will do. And I'm assuming you were a big kid, so we usually give these to people in their legs, but yeah, you got big arms. Let me just
they all went in my shoulder.
Oh yeah, see. Yeah. So we would get briefings when we went over there, and they're like, oh, hey, listen, there's this little yellow spider, highly poisonous. if you see it, like check your shoes, and like, and they would do this like as we're preparing to load onto the planes, and I'm just going, oh my fucking god, bro. And then that's
Lee
when I
would
learned
quit.
about that.
Yeah.
They
Dude.
would quit right there.
And then they had these the killer wasps or whatever that are like this fucking big and sound like a hummingbird. I'm like, Jesus, bro, I don't even want to go anymore.
Where am I going? Speaking of Avatar, you were talking about Avatar before. It's kind of like where you're going,
dude. Well, Indonesia is like that, bro. I was gonna ask because he had to stay on a compound, but again, I'm not even saying like it's dangerous because of the people or anything like that. It's just like there's shit that you could just will attack you, and you're like, you're fucked.
That's like going to Australia. Like everything wants to kill you.
Oh, bro.
Kill you.
Dude, I talked to a dude from Australia. I was like, how do you guys live there? Everything will kill you. He goes, yeah, I can't do an accent. He goes, yeah, you just don't think about it. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that's one way to do it.
All right.
You wake up, there's a fucking scorpion on your ceiling of your bedroom looking at you. Yeah.
I guess that's how some people feel about walking around New York City, right?
Just don't think about it, bro.
So just keep it moving. Just look like you know where you're going, and you're fucking you're good. You're gonna be good.
Don't look up. Don't wear a fanny pack, and you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. And don't order a latte.
And never order.
Never.
Oh my god, bro. Well, all right. So you went through all these countries. Let me I gotta ask this: France. What do you recall about France? I've had amazing experiences, and I've had like.
I feel like you're setting up for something, Tyler.
No. I've had amazing experiences, food and all that stuff, but then I've also had fuck you, motherfucker, you fucking American, like actual hate, not from anyone in a like just people in the street. Like I've only had that twice, and it was usually from someone who was drunk or possibly homeless. I didn't really see a lot of homeless people, but I'm sure they're there. Anyway, what's your experience from France?
I remember we were in Paris and we were in Nice, like the French Riviera.
Okay,
weird, I know, but it's
boozy Lee, bro. I love it.
I remember the museums like the Louvre and going to see the Mona Lisa, the Winged Victory, like those.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I remember the beaches. I mean, the beaches.
Yeah.
Lee, why do you
are those the topless? Are those the topless beaches, Lee?
So
how old were you at this point?
I was 13 on that one.
You just put them right up here in the old Rolodex, huh?
Lee's that guy. Stop
100%.
staring. Stop staring. You'll go blind. You're too close. You're too close to the. Look at him.
He's dying.
You know what I'm thinking about is like when my wife watches.
I know what you're thinking about.
And she just breaks my chops mercilessly.
You were 13, bro. What? Come on.
Don't break your chops mercilessly.
My wife won, and then I gotta go to work and deal with you.
Well, Vic, you weren't here while Lee turned on his computer screen, and he looked like he was a hostage.
He was like,
No. There was no light in there, and his wife's like, "You need a lamp," and she was yelling. Hey, I appreciate you. She did bring him a lamp though, so now we can see his face. And are we charging our laptop with an actual laptop charger instead of a cell phone charger?
As soon as I walked in the house, I was like, "No phone chargers."
Oh my god,
I'm
bro!
putting my foot down.
That's it.
It doesn't work. You guys lied to me. It doesn't work.
You don't want me to look out over a charger.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So I'm interested about this, and maybe you've never given it much thought, but you had all these worldly cultural experiences, but it doesn't seem like it.
He's very cultured.
Well, no, in talking to you in the first episode, it's like you didn't really talk about having that bug to travel. Like you did you're happy where Staten Island, you didn't have that bug to like go out other areas to me.
No, I don't. I have.
Interesting. Yeah.
I feel like
I mean, you don't have to. Yeah.
I know. I'm just trying to. How do I put it in words? It's. I've seen what it. Put it this way: we were in Japan. We're going on jumping on the bullet train.
Yeah.
My mother was not moving. She was in Saudi Arabia for 6 months. She's got every article of clothing that she owns. So she's got like 15 bags.
Oh my God.
Right. And I'm trying to get on the bullet train.
Yeah.
Yeah. She carried one. My sister carried one. And they all stared at me from level 13.
All around you.
I'm trying to get them on the train before the doors close and I get left behind in some foreign country. Like that stress is, I think, the stress of traveling.
Okay.
I'm good. I like to keep things local. I like to keep things easy.
Yeah. Plus, you still have an A&W on Staten Island, or
no? Unfortunately, that closed, man. That was.
I say that's all you really need to really.
No, A&W cheeseburgers and onion rings, man. It was a hard.
Would you at least get the root beer float? That's almost like a latte.
That was a given.
All right, it's the same thing as a latte, Lee.
No.
It's the same thing, bro.
No way.
I do remember A&W's because they had the root beer on draft, baby, and then they would scoop ice. Yeah, let's go.
Tray right on the window of your car.
And a frosted mug.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yes.
See, come on.
100%.
Listen, fat boys. I love food, so now to be as big as I am, I'm still relatively picky. They're like, how do you afford to get that big, bro? You're so fucking picky. I was like, well, I know what I like now, so I just eat a lot of that.
Yep.
They know what I like.
Exactly.
Well, with that being said, were you a food guy? I mean, you were kids. I don't know. To me, it's like mixed reviews there. Like, you can't get chicken nuggets or French fries in all those countries, bro.
That is one thing that I do regret. Like,
yeah, you were a kid.
Though. As a kid, you're picky, but now as like an adventurous, I'll eat anything. But it's like if I was there, like way back then, I would have picked all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah, I thought I was adventurous until I would go to these other countries. And I'm like, nah.
Nope.
And it might have been amazing. I used to have this argument. I said it might be amazing, but I don't want to eat chicken hearts and I don't want to eat a live octopus that they put in the thing and it dies in front of you. I was like, I thought I was. I'm not that adventurous. Or bugs. Like I tried a cricket and an ant. They're like, oh, it tastes like lemon. I was like, no, it tastes like I'm eating a fucking ant, bro. Like I don't like this. What's happening?
Roll up to a food truck on the banks of the Suez Canal.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
That's what we were doing.
So my first canine, I had to go to Indiana to go get him. We left on a Friday and we returned on a Sunday. I didn't eat for 2 days.
Really?
Wait,
it's Indiana. You're in the U.S., bro.
Nope, I refused to eat. I had
you live in Patterson, bro. There's all foods from all over the world.
I didn't eat them.
Oh, fair enough. Hey, you know what? Fair point. We never did establish that.
I had a small bag of Planters peanuts and a Diet Coke. I think that's what I had like for 48 hours.
Oh my God, bro!
Everything came out of a gas station. And then when I went to go get my Diet Coke and my Planters peanuts, it wasn't a gas station.
Yeah.
And a woman said, I went to go scan the stuff, and then she was like, "Sack." I was like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Sack." I'm like, "Oh, what you're saying?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Sack," and she holds a bag. I was like, "A bag?" And she's like, "Sack." I'm like, "No." And I just walked out of the store, and that was it. I didn't eat for the rest of the weekend.
Did she hit you? You must be from New York City.
She had to know I was from somewhere in this area.
Shit. Yeah, you're eating peanuts.
I'm eating peanuts and a Diet Coke. Refusing to eat anything else.
Interesting. So Lee, the first couple episodes we talked about New Jersey, and I was kind of jokingly shitting on it, but I was like, Jersey does have amazing bomb diners and food, but we never actually established if you partake, Vic. That's a fair point.
In diners?
Yeah, dude, they have all kinds of shit though.
Of course.
No, but they have a wide array of stuff, dude.
Yeah, but you go with the staples. You can't go wrong with a cheeseburger. Can't go wrong with Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
But I feel like you're like, we're going to this diner, I'm getting this. If I go to this diner, I'm getting this.
That's how it is.
You don't mix it up?
Yeah, of course. But now I'm over, in the city, and there's just like the food just hits different over there.
Yeah, it does.
And look at Lee's shaking his head. He knows.
I do think it's the water. I have to say something. It has to be something. It just
even
tastes different.
Chinese food. Even the building that we work in, when you go downstairs, even the bread it's just different. It's different. Everything's different.
Yeah.
Sandwiches different.
Lee, you've lived there your whole life. Is it the water, bro, or is it because people from New York go to other states and they it's just not the same?
You said I think one of the famous pizzerias out here tried to open up a place in California.
Yeah.
Just to see what made the difference. They brought New York water with them and made the pizza there with the New York water. It may actually be the difference. I don't really know.
Did it replicate was it the same thing?
Same recipes, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Weird.
It's especially Tyler, you were in Florida. Like I had Florida pizza and I wanted to vomit.
Listen, Florida, yeah. Florida has beautiful beaches.
Yep. Fish,
yeah. Fish, you get fresh.
Good mahi.
Those things amazing, but it's all, I mean, you find little jewel nuggets, but most of it's just franchise shit. Like I still stand by it to this day. Alabama John's in Tampa, Florida, I think is still the best barbecue I've ever had in my entire fucking life. And it's a little shack. I'm assuming the guy's name is John. I have no idea. He's a 400-pound dude. He sits on a stool. You pull up to a window. Dude, there's no table. There's no tables. It's in the middle of the hood. It's like a safe zone. You get your food. You get the fuck out, bro. You get your food. Get the fuck out because you got cop cars. You got big old fucking big bodies on 20-inch rims. But nobody. You get your food. You get the fuck out.
When you see cop cars,
yeah,
you know it's good food.
That's right,
dude. And he puts it in a styrofoam thing, and he puts a piece of bread in it, so the steam doesn't fuck with it. You see what I'm saying? Like
he's a
he
pro.
does. I'm telling you.
He's a professional.
And when he's out, he's out. Sometimes he's out at 1, sometimes he's out at 3. Rarely is he out at 3. It's that good, and it's just a little shack, bro.
That's
So I mean, it has
thing.
this little gyms, but yeah, typically it's not a haven for food unless you like seafood a lot, or conch if you've ever had that.
Nope.
You don't want to.
Giant snail. No.
Well, see, you can't know any of that stuff about it. You just got to see it on the bowl or whatever, ceviche style. Just see it. It's beautiful. But then as soon as you see where it came from, you're like, oh, I can't do it, bro. Like eel. Like if you ever had sushi with the eel, I loved it until I saw someone make it. I was like, that's what that is. Oh, fuck that, bro. I'm out. You can't see the process, bro. I was like, no. Oh shit, bro. Sorry,
I'm a city boy. We don't eat stuff like that.
No. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Bringing it back, Lee. So, do you think any of those experiences shaped you? So let me back up. Sorry, I keep doing this. I apologize. I've had a long day. I've been up since 4. I'll talk to you about that after, Vic. It was a long day. My point is this: I never left the U.S. my whole life until I got into the Secret Service, and then I traveled all over the world. And Lee, to your point, I would go for 2 to 3 weeks was the longest, but 2 weeks typically, and I would enjoy it. But about 10 days in, I was like, all right, I'm done. I want to go back home. And I had that over and over again. And this was London, Paris, but also, other countries. And I enjoyed the experience. I was like, I really want my kids. I've taken my kids overseas, limited, but I'm like, I wish more people had this experience because I feel like they would appreciate the U.S. more, but it also just kind of exposes you to other ways of life. And here you are, you had multiple experiences before you even graduated fucking high school. Did it shape you in any way, or did it make you appreciate, I guess, where you are, where you came from, or the U.S.?
It definitely made me appreciate the U.S. I think you have a little bit more of an understanding of like different cultures.
Yeah.
And I knew like after that I never wanted to travel anymore. Like into my travels, I go to Florida. Florida every once in a while.
Do you think that the learning of the different cultures, did you go into policing, understanding cultures a little bit more?
That's a good tie-in. Thank you.
Because I did not. So like as a young cop in where I worked, like it was very cultural, and I was unaware of any of those cultures. And I had to adjust to that and understand like why things were how they were. So did that shape anything did you deal with that when you were, I mean, I know you stayed in Staten Island and stuff like that, but is it multicultural where you were? Did that help you a little bit to understand?
Well, I did that so long ago. And like I said, becoming a cop was like never anything that was ever on my radar. It was just,
I know.
Yeah.
I was just happy. So
but you had to deal with people though.
But I was still trying to cope with the fact that this was the path that I've chosen.
Fair. All right. Yeah, you had other things going on.
No, your wife made you choose.
She strongly suggested.
Yes, the way one does.
Right. Like I said, I was still trying to cope with the fact that that's what I was doing, and I was trying to find my way. So I didn't really look at it like that. Like I was like the other cultures. Like it was just.
You just treat everybody the same, huh?
Yeah, it's like it's an absolute shock to the system when you see the way some people actually live.
Yeah,
it is.
Well,
that's 100%.
I'll say this: that is true about law enforcement. Period. I don't know if we talk about this when we first talked, Lee, but I remember when I first started in Hillsborough, and it was like my first year or two. I was calling DCF, our child services, like once a week, maybe twice a week. I'm like, oh my God, kids cannot live this way. It's
right.
It's god awful. Like there's animal feces, there's holes in the floor, there's shit everywhere. A travesty. They would come, be like, do they have access to food? Are they safe? Are they being abused? I was like, well, no. And I had one lady tell me, she goes, Deputy, can I talk to you outside? I was like, yeah. She goes, being poor doesn't make you a bad parent. And I was like, is that what I'm doing? It shocked my brain that anyone could live this way and it be an okay situation. She checked me hard, bro. And I didn't think, it wasn't like I was rich, bro. I grew up in a trailer park, but my house never looked like that. And I didn't ever experience anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
that hit me, bro.
I didn't have anything growing up, and I mean, I could definitely see where you were coming from because even though you really had nothing, but also like when you're growing up, I think you really don't realize that until later on, until you start getting to school and you start comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah, listen, my first car was a $300 82 Volkswagen Jetta 3-speed, and I believe it didn't even have seats. I had to drive it home on a milk crate.
Nice.
And then I saved up and got seats for it. Like, dude, that thing was a tank, bro. But I go to school and I was in Sarasota, Florida. All my buddies had Lexus, BMWs, and all that. And I'm just like, whipping that bitch.
Cruising down a Siesta Key, just chilling.
Baby. That's right.
On a milk cart.
On a milk cart. So
Lee didn't have a car. You just used mass transit.
Well,
Nah,
I'm surprised you even had a driver's license, bro. Most New Yorkers don't have that shit.
There's a lot of people that don't. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. Speaking of that, so when you're in the NYPD and there's an academy of thousands, how many people in the NYPD did not have licenses because they used mass transit?
No,
Was that like a thing?
you're required to have one.
Oh, you're required
You
to
had to
have
get
one?
it prior to?
Each job. Yeah, you
But how did they drive? Like if you're doing like an EVOC course and they never driven a car before,
see now.
that's got to be interesting.
Now there was
Oh, okay. There, now we're going. Now we got into
big
something.
job, and they were, they're going through the course sideways. It was
Just blasting cones.
Oh my God. Bro.
It's got to be. It's
you
got to
used
be fun.
pick those guys out.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy never drove in his life.
Yeah.
He has a license, but
They had to bring the SUVs in for Lee. He couldn't fit in the Crown Vic, bro.
100%. He had to put him on a milk crate.
Those dudes paused. So I was gonna put my foot through the floor, slamming on the brakes, make that quick turn,
Yeah.
be like Fred Flintstone.
Oh man.
You said it. I didn't.
Yeah, bro. I love it. Lee, I'm gonna talk about you to Vic for a second because I just find it fascinating. Vic, just tell me what you think. Lee has had all these fucking, like, people dream of having the experiences he has, and he's just like, yeah, it was kind of cool. It doesn't in the humblest, like, just easygoing way. You're just like,
I was in the French Riviera when I was 13. Just
sure. I
Look
went
at
to Tokyo for a week. No big deal.
just chilling.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's
I
what
just
you
want to
just
be home in
take it
Staten
up.
Island, drinking my A&W,
Just want to play baseball to go to A&W.
watching
Exactly,
Mets.
That's it. My Metropolitans.
Damn, bro. What was what were you born in the 80s or 70s?
76.
It's just a different time. To me, so yeah, there you go. I was 80s. I was in the 80s, but it's just a different time. I guess for me, because I always grew up in the South, right? Somewhat rural, but whatever. New York until I went there. And again, I am one of those guys. New York is Manhattan. I know there's a vast array of other New York. I fully understand that now, but that's all I ever thought. And it sounds like you just kind of have that same mentality or upbringing, sports, that community feeling. I keep wanting to say small town. I know it's much bigger than any small town, but to me, that's what I'm hearing when you talk about it. Walking to your mom's house, doing all these things.
Yeah,
That's a small town vibe.
It was just the neighborhood. It was the two, it was like Snug Harbor and West Brighton. There was like the two spots that it's where you'd find me. You'd either find me playing stickball or you find me down at the park playing basketball.
Good times. It was the best times ever.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. And except when it snowed, then you find me on the golf course playing football. And you play
On the golf course there and play
football.
Yeah. We tackle football in the snow, man. Come on.
Nice.
Oh my God, bro.
But you never broke any limbs. You broke your limbs in the Persian Gulf, but you didn't break your limbs doing that.
Yeah, diving into 6 inches of water.
No, I didn't break any limbs.
Damn, bro.
But Tyler, to your point,
yeah,
I grew up, I could see the New York City skyline from where I lived. So, I mean, it's right there. So when I went to New York, I went to Manhattan as growing up.
Yeah, fair.
I went to the Finger Lakes, which is like up in, upstate New York, and my head exploded. I was like, this is New York? This isn't New York?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
where's all the buildings? Where's all where's all the people?
Yeah.
And but like when you're younger, and I guess when you're growing up in that area,
yeah,
like you really don't, you're just kind of like immersed in that whole lifestyle. Like you just live it. That's just the neighborhood thing. But like, I remember when we talked about on my podcast about being where people kind of like, they're a little standoffish to you. That's just how it is. Like, it's because like, that's just, everything's so compact.
Yeah.
We really don't look outside that I guess like North Jersey, Manhattan, that whole box. It's like a whole different world. Like, and when me going to Pennsylvania, forget it. I was like in another dimension. Like I was just like, I just didn't understand. Like I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Lee, do you see how he tried to slide New Jersey in as the same as New York, bro? You saw it.
We're the sixth borough.
Lee, I
North
grew
Jersey, not South Jersey.
Fair enough. I grew up.
South Jersey is like below the Mason-Dixon line. We don't even count that.
That's that, bro. I love that. That's it's. I've heard this, right? I've heard this. Lee, I grew up in mostly in the like swampy South, so like cut off jean shorts with a rat tail, running around catching crawfish out of the fucking runoffs and shit.
I would
Like
have been
that was
scared of
me.
you. I would have been scared
Yeah,
of you.
bro.
Growing
I
up.
was a feral. I was a feral child, bro.
Wait, something wrong with that kid. You don't want to
Yeah,
go
bro.
by
Come home with like 3 crawfish that I got out of the runoff. Be like, look what I got. They're like, get that shit out.
He had giant
We're not eating
cockroaches. He's got cockroaches.
Oh, bro, a little bit different, but yeah, man. Well, I want to respect you guys' time. Anything you would like to finish off with, bro? Story wise, something you want to throw out there? There's so much in there, bro. I know there is. We're gonna drag it out of you.
How about
Tons of them.
when you
I know.
retired? After you retired,
Right.
what did you tell me today? What did you
So he does it. He's still doing this to you now, Vic. Right? You've been working with this guy. He still drops off nuggets, huh?
So
today he did. Today he did.
yeah, I retired. I think I was home for about 2 months, just sitting on the couch. You know, you go from I play PlayStation in the basement till I got bored. Then I go sit and watch TV in the living room till I get bored. Then I go play Xbox in my son's room till I got bored.
Oh
My wife would have punched me in the forehead if I did that when I retired.
Yes.
I legit did nothing but play video games and watch TV and go to the gym for like 2 months. A friend of mine started when he got 3 quarters and he started his own security company. And he always kept telling me, he goes, whenever you're ready to go back to work, you call me, I'll find a spot for you. I said, all right. So we got to a point where I was sitting around so much, my bones were starting to hurt. So I called him up and I was like, dude, you got to get me off the couch. He goes, you ready to go back to work already? It's like 2 months. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go back. He's like, I got a spot for you. I was like, okay. He ends up with all a bunch of contracts for like marijuana dispensary.
Shit, bro.
And it was dispensaries. So I did security at a dispensary for like 8 months.
Career shift, bro. Career shift.
And
Talk about one of the like.
it's like you talking about an adjustment. Like legit people that I locked up are like walking in to buy weed. And I'm like, I was like, I don't understand this. Like just a few months ago, I was following you as you were walking.
Yeah.
And it took a few months to really wrap my head around. Like, well, you can calm down. You don't need to be jumping on everybody that walks through the door.
At least putting their hands behind their back, fucking
Like I'm
locking
getting
the
ready.
wrist.
Somebody raises their voice and I'm like jumping off my seat.
So how long after you left that then were you at where we're at now?
I did that for about 8 months. Yeah.
Damn, bro. All right.
Yeah, but then so how long after that before you ended up where you are at now?
I went from one right to the other. There was no time off.
So you went and then you ended up with me.
Actually, this is a question for both of you. When you were getting towards retirement, did you already think in your head you were going to have to get another, or either have to or want to get another job?
Yeah.
I told
Yeah,
him
this
all the time. I was like, I'm working after this.
You
Yeah,
both
'cause
did over 20 years at each thing, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to retire from this, and I'm jumping into the next." That's not typically how people envision retirement. Fair, okay, touche. Yeah.
Hey,
So, okay, all right. I don't think. Well, I know this, but I guess I'm starting. I'm getting to my point in my career where I'm starting to think about this. I got about 8 years left, and it's already like retirement. I'm like, dude, I can't wait. I could do this or this, but now I'm starting to get to that phase. My kids are older, but I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to get another job, bro. I just don't know I know what I don't want to do. I just don't know what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to do executive protection.
No, you don't want to do that.
I do not want to do it. I did it long enough. I was like, fuck this. I'm out of it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna say that, and then 8
credentials
years from now, I'll be like, hey guys, you got any spots?
come on down.
I know, bro.
That's it.
Hot
Come
damn,
on
bro.
down.
It's right. Vic, anything?
Lee, it's been a pleasure. And every day seeing you with your dirty shoes all over the locker room, it just makes me love you even more.
One time I left a pair of shoes out and these guys never
A pair? A pair.
never let me forget it.
No, I'm going to listen, Tyler. That's a whole other conversation, man. I
All
can't.
right, we'll
This
save
guy
it.
is he's unreal.
Is
That
that where
is
he stores
unreal.
all his old shoes now? Is that what it is? He just leaves
Pretty
them in the
much.
locker room?
He
His
just
size,
walks around with his bare feet, with his toes hanging out,
his size 15 shoe. He's just everywhere
Just- intimidating everybody in the building.
with his suit on and his bare feet.
It's just
Lee, you got to do it, bro.
I just walk up to the lobby with no shoes on.
But everything else is tight and clean, though. Everything else is tight.
Everything's squared away, and I just show up with no shoes and socks.
No, Lee's my guy, man. He's my guy. He's definitely my guy.
Lee, don't go anywhere, guys. I appreciate you. This kind of went all over the place, but dude, it was just it was fun, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate the stories, bro. And I'm sorry I hit you with the out of nowhere left ball questions, bro. But
it's all good, man.
I'm an overthinker, and you just kind of take it in stride, like, yeah, whatever, it was cool.
This is more of a casual conversation. I wouldn't even call it a podcast.
No, dude, it was great. It was great. I'm telling you, it's those little moments, those stories, right? But anyway, I'm sorry. I want to respect you guys' time. Lee, don't go anywhere. Vic, stand by. I appreciate you guys.
You got it.
Much.